My health journey actually began by accident, quite literally, 5 years ago. I was involved in a 6 or 7 car pileup on I-74. I was injured enough that they took me to Price Hospital in an ambulance from the highway. They wanted to check to make sure that there was no concussion. And the doctor came in after they got the results back and said, "Mr. Wilmore, did you know you have an aneurysm in your brain?" And I said, "No, I did not." That accident actually saved my life. He was concerned because the aneurysm actually was already at 17 millimeters, and they normally want to treat them between 5 and 12.
Yeah, that's significant.
17 millimeters is a pretty significant size aneurysm for in the carotid artery up in my brain. They were really concerned because they were also afraid that if they go in and try to fix it, they could burst it from the inside. But Zach, just before they took me back for the surgery, my cell phone rang. And I had a call from Matthew Matar, and he was in India. And he told me, he said, "Dave, I just want you to know we have all 12 worship centers open, and they're praying for you right now," as I was going into surgery. And what was so cool, though, was the fact that, the time in here is not the same time over there.
Yeah.
It was not a convenient time for them to be in the churches praying for me, but they were. And the doctor, when they brought my family in and saying, he might not survive this, did say that if I did survive, I would be in the intensive care unit for a couple of days and in a regular room for a couple of days. And then if everything went well, I'd be going home. They did the surgery. That afternoon, only 6 hours later, I was eating dinner at Anbar, India with my wife and kids because it just healed that quickly. And
Praise God.
I know, Zach, without a shadow of a doubt, is because there were hundreds, if not thousands of people praying for me during that surgery. I am a firm believer in the power of prayer.
Was it, man, that is, how do you not just give God praise?
You can't not give God praise.
Yeah.
You just absolutely cannot not give God praise. It was just miraculous. And I got to share my story over there. What was so cool, Zach, is I got to share my story with the people in India about how I had survived because of their prayers during that accident. And to be able to share, how their prayers impacted my life with them face to face was just an absolutely amazing experience. And whatever it is that we face with my health, we want God to be praised, worshiped, glorified, honored, and served. Our family will, we will continue to serve God with every breath that He gives us to do so. And it's not because we're spiritual. It's not because we're a big Christian family. It's because we recognize the fact that God has done so much for us. Like we said at the very beginning, how can we not thank God for it? The kingdom of God is here and now. We are in God's kingdom. We are His representatives. We are His servants. And, He's going to accomplish what He needs to accomplish with or without us. But the joy of my life is the fact that He has accomplished what He's done with His kingdom and allowed me to come along for the ride.